is flat, and then the end here is a little bit raised. And then there are also these rubber type bristles on the very outside. And then on this portion of it, it is a rubbery surface. And what you would use that for is to be able to hold it well. If your hands are maybe wet from water, there's a little bit of traction here that you can hold on with your fingers. And what you would want to do is use another product that's here along with this. So there's two different types of toothpaste waxed and unwaxed.